In this video, I'm going to walk through how to create a basic website using Google Sites, which is a really convenient tool for us because it is connected to our Google-based email here at Nazareth. So step one is to find Google Sites. So you need to log into your Nazareth email. So the one main problem that students have with creating a Google site is for some reason Google Sites really wants to connect to your personal Gmail account. So if you click on your icon when you log in, you might have your personal email account. In fact, this is my second time recording this video because even though I walked through this process, when I created the first website, it went to my personal Gmail account. So my first suggestion to you is to sign out of all of your personal Gmail accounts on your platform. And I highly recommend you use Google Chrome because it's the Google platform. It's designed to integrate all of these tools flawlessly. Well, maybe one or two flaws, as you can see. Get logged out of absolutely everything so that only your Nazareth email is connected to your browser. So get rid of any personal email because I don't know why Google Sites will just go to your personal account. Okay, so once you're logged in and you can go to your mail or wherever you want to go, you need to find this little tile of Google Apps. So once you're logged into your NAS mail, for example, you'll find this. You can also log into Drive and find this. You can see all of the Google Apps for Education that we have access to, and you might have to scroll down a little bit. But notice that we've got things like YouTube. Did you realize that YouTube is part of the Google Suite? We've got Forms, we've got Classroom, and we've got Sites. So this is Sites here. So click on Sites and it will take you to this landing page. And you want to make sure that you're in the branded Nazareth College. I'm going to check again. I'm in my NAS account. I know I'm good to go. If I create this website, it will be in the NAS platform. So you're going to really simply click on create. It will give you some options. Use the new sites. It's a little more user friendly. There's a few more bells and whistles. It links better to everything. And this is where, if disaster is going to strike, this is where it will happen. The first time I recorded this, I did everything according to what I just said, but I didn't log out of my personal account, and when it created this platform for my web page, it bounced me to my personal email. I don't know why it does this, but just make sure once you make this that you're still in your NAS account. So I am, so I know that I did this correctly. So I've just created a basic website, and the first thing you want to do is title it. So title it with your name, your teacher name, and call it the grade level that you want to work with, and call it that classroom. And then this home page should be your landing page for your class, and just call it the same thing. So title everything. And what's really nice about Google Sites is that everything is kind of intuitive. If you don't like the size of that, you click and drag it and you can change the size. You can move things super easily. Everything is customizable in how it looks and in how it acts. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. You can also change the background image here if you want to put in something that's a little more kid-friendly or age-appropriate or branded for your classroom. That's like the next level. That's the challenge level. Go ahead and change that image if you want to. And notice that everything that you have, so every single thing has a little delete or a little edit button next to it. You can completely delete the header if you want. So it's all really intuitively customizable. So what I want you to think about while you're laying out this website is how you can make it user-friendly knowing that your users are going to be children. So think about how might you lay out your website that a 6-year-old could come in and find what she or he needs on that page. And so a way that you can do that is set up your home page to be a simple navigational page that sends your students out to other pages. So I say create a simple website, but I actually mean create one step up from a simple website, because a simple website, everything would just be on one page. But you're going to create a set of connected pages for your class website because you're going to send your students out to different places. And using these different layout functions over here, you can see this is sort of your building toolbar over here, and you can insert things like a text box really quickly. I just created that text box sort of instantaneously. You can move it, you can add to it, you can change the size of it, you can delete it if you don't want it anymore. You can change the background color. I'm going to delete it because I don't need it. But everything here for building your website lives over here. You can embed links, which I'm going to show you how to do. You can put images into your website, either your own personal images or images that you Google search. And in fact, when you click select, it will allow you to Google image search. So everything is integrated with the Google suite of tools, which is really quite nice. You can also link out to Google Drive. You can link to your student work folder, which is where I would like you to put all of the content that you create. So anything that you create in Google for this, put it in your student work folder so I can see it there, and it's also linked here to your website, and it's all super connected and easy. Down here you can see some different options for what you can embed in your website. You can put a table of contents. An image carousel is kind of neat. It's like one of those things down here that your students can kind of slide through images. You can put in a button, a divider for organizing, placeholder. YouTube video, you can actually go out and search YouTube because it is, did you know YouTube is part of the Google suite? It's owned by Google. So that's going to be how I suggest you all add videos to your website, which is something I would like you to do. You can create a calendar. You can link them to Maps, Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets. Of course, all of the Google tools are completely integrated and connected into Google Sites. Okay, so the first thing I suggest you do is create a very simple navigation for your homepage. And there's a couple of ways that you're going to do this. One that happens automatically for you, and one that you're going to build through the layout function over here. So pick a layout that you like. Pick one that is going to work for you. There's only 6 options. I happen to like this one, and I'm going to explain why. So I think 3, and you can choose 4 if you'd like over here, but I think 3 nice things to have on your homepage are welcome to first grade, and then watch this video for a welcome to first grade. And so this one would be a video that is you explaining how your students should navigate this website. So you've got to make that video, and you've got to get it into your Drive or get it into YouTube and add that media here. So you would add a video that's pre-created here. And I suggest that that video is simply, hi, first graders, this is Dr. Sturm. This is how you get to our website. This is how you navigate through our website, and you would put that video right here for them to find. So the first thing they see, the first media that they encounter on your website is a video of how to use the website. So you would want to create this last because you first want to have some content to walk them through. The next thing that I think would be good for them to see is something called All About Us. And then click here to learn more about our class. So this one, and you can create whatever language you want around this, but I would like for one of your very first assignments and tasks in this class, I want you all to create an All About Me post. And I thought it would be a nice way to develop classroom community if you actually created an All About Us space and encouraged your students to create an All About Me video as well that you could post to your website when it's done. So you need to create an All About Us page. And then over here you need some sort of like learning activities or weekly activities or online learning. And this would be click here to access the learning activities for each week. Okay, so now we've created this really simple, and you could see this took me what, I don't know, 5 minutes for me to lay this out really fast. I picked an already designed layout. I thought about what I want my first graders to see when they arrive to my website. I would probably want to change this background to make it a little more fun. And you can do that through themes. Let's see if I like this purple one better. Kind of, whatever. And you can change the actual theme that you use over here. I'm going with the simple one. I always like the simple one. So you can make all of these decisions. And if you have a different layout in mind for your homepage, that's fine too. So we have created some places for them to go. So now, one of the most important things that you need to know about creating a Google site is that if you want to link out to a page, you have to create that page first. And you do that really quickly by clicking on pages here. So you can see right now, all I have in my website is a home page. I already know that I want to create this All About Us page, and I want to create a page for my learning activities. This Welcome to First Grade is really just going to be a video, so that's going to stay here. That's going to sit here, and that's just a video for them to watch. But these two are going to take them out to different places. So what I want to do here is add a new page, and I want that first one to be called All About Us. And you can see what happened is it immediately made a new page called All About Us. It took me to that page, so now I'm on that page, and you can see that it added a new page to my website. It also added this really nice secondary way that your students can navigate around your website through this navigation up here. So if I click on home, it takes me back to home. If I click on All About Us, it takes me to my All About Us page. There's nothing on there yet. I have to fill it and populate it with the content I want, but I can do that later. So now I can come back to my home page, and this All About Us that I created, if I highlight this content, this text, and I click on this link button, one of the options is to link to this website that I'm creating another page. So I'm going to click on All About Us, and it says it's going to link me to that page. So then you can see it gets underlined because now it's a hyperlink. And if I click on that, it takes me to my All About Us page. So now I've created a secondary page in my website, and I've linked it out to there. And now here I would probably want to put an image. Let's do a Google image search for a class of children. And maybe you would want to put your own. Oh, I was hoping for some clip art. Can I do clip art? I like clip art. Sure, let's go with, I agonize over choosing images. So me thinking that I was going to quickly do this in a little video tutorial is actually pretty funny because I spend a lot of time thinking about the pictures that I choose. Okay, I'm not going to spend any more time. I'm just going to pick this one. Pick a better one than I just picked. Click insert. And now it did a funny thing to that image. It kind of changed the size of it. And so if you double click on it, you can see that it allows you to change the formatting of it, and it looks like it's only going to let me go that big unless I grab the edges and make it, oh, I can only make it bigger. Looks like that's what I get. Okay, so you have to think about the space that you're working with your image. That's going to work just fine for me. Okay, so now I've got that All About Us It will link me out to that other page. I'm good. I just created a new page and I linked it on my home page. So now I've got this other page I want called Learning Activities. So I've got to come back over here to my pages and I've got to add a new page and I want to call it. And if you like this layout, feel free to copy it. You can absolutely borrow the same layout. I want this to all be on one line because I like the look of that. So you can see that you can start to really go through details of customization with your website. So there's my learning activities page. I can't get that in the middle. Oh, I have to grab this. There. So here's my learning activities site or page. This would be, can I move this? Because I actually want this. I want this to be up higher. Oops. I want all about us there. Okay, so for my learning activities page, this I think gets organized really nicely. I got to go back to insert. If you've got a series of, I guess this one would work. I was thinking of laying it out like this. So this would be week 1, which for us will be literacy learning. And then you would say, click here for the literacy content for week 1. And then you could add an image here. But this should be another page that you create. So going back to pages, if you click on learning activities, you can actually add a sub page. So for this sub page, I would want to say week 1 literacy learning. And so now under learning activities, I have week 1. And here's where I can build out either my learning map or my learning board, or I can put my video, my digital activity, my assessment, depending on what format you want to use, that's where you would put your week 1 literacy. I can add another page, week 2 social studies and literacy learning. And then you can see I have another page on my website, and I don't like how that's formatted, so I'm gonna stretch it and try to fit it all on too. So that looks nice now. And then my next one, add another sub page, week 3, STEM learning. That's the basic structure of this class. So you can see I've spent about 15 minutes creating my website, and I've got all 3 of my weeks already shelled out. So all I have to do is come in and add my content. And I would add my content using insert, picking a theme, or adding the videos or the text, whatever you want this to look like, you can add using insert. Okay, so back to my pages, you can see my organization, it's starting to grow. So I'm building out the shell of my website. This is what I want you to do in the first week, so that when you hit Monday of our second week, you are hitting the ground running, ready to go. Your website is already shelled out, so all you need to do is add the content. So that's how you use Google Sites in order to create a basic website for your content, and use sub pages in order to organize your content really neatly. So the other thing that you have to do in our first week is to create an All About Me post. And so go back to your All About Us page, go back to Insert, and here's where you're going to want to use a different theme like this, and you'll add here All About Dr. Sturm. And you'll put your own name in there, obviously. You don't want it all about me on your page. And here I would like you all to create a video, and I'll provide another tutorial to show you how you can maybe do that. But really simply, you can talk at your cell phone camera for 2 minutes about yourself, to tell your children who you are and to welcome them to your class in a quick video that shares a little bit about you. And then the idea is that in the first week of the class, they would all be sending you little videos, and you could build a community of class around their videos. And this would be the place where they would go to learn about their classmates. So I want you to create an all about you post here, and I would prefer it to be in video format. Research shows that your students are going to be more connected to your class and to your content if it's presented via video. Okay, so that is a basic, very quick tutorial on how to create a Google website to set up your classroom space. This is the one that I recommend everybody uses. It just gives you the most freedom and customizability out of any website that I have seen. There are other options that can work fine and well, but this is already integrated with our Google tools, which is so nice. I didn't even get to show you how to link, for example, out to Google Drive. So you can click on From Drive and find any number of resources that you can link right to. So if I wanted to add a PDF, like this, or this PowerPoint, learning to look at print, I could just click to link to that from Google Drive, and it would insert that PDF or that PowerPoint right here, so it becomes integrated seamlessly right into my website. And actually, I want to delete that. Oh, I deleted the whole thing. If you ever make a mistake like that, Command Z will undo the last thing that you did, or you can also use this undo button here, which is actually how I'm going to get back to where I wanted to be. Okay, so the last thing you need to do in order to make this a website that other people can visit, because right now you can see I'm still in edit mode, and you can see that in my URL up here. If it ends with the word edit, you're still editing and in editing mode, and it won't let you share a website with somebody else if it's in editing mode. So what you need to do is click on publish, and it's going to be called, it's telling me that my URL is quite long, use up to 30 characters. So I'm going to call it Dr. Sturm's first grade class. And that seems like a fine title for it. So I'm going to click publish. And now if I click on this little view, it popped up here with a little notification. If I click on view, or if I click on preview here, I can see what my actual website looks like. And I can share my website by clicking here and clicking on published site. Because we're on different email networks, you want your website to be public, because if you share it to anyone at Nazareth College, it's only going to be able to share to other students at Nazareth College, because faculty are on a different email. I'm on naz.edu, you are all on mail.naz.edu, so please publish your site publicly, otherwise I won't be able to see it. Anyone with the link. So then it updates, done. And now you should be able to share the link to your website and copy the site's published link. Here it is, copy. Now I have it, and I could send it in an email or post it to our Moodle page to share it. Okay, so now my website is published, and if I go to the link for it, which is sites.com.naz.edu/Dr. Sturm's first grade class homepage, it will take me to it. So this is my published website. This is what it would actually look like, and you can see the navigation. Here's my week 1. Here's my week 2. Here's my week 3. Here's my All About Us page. And so I did that very quickly in under a half an hour, created a basic website. This is all you need to do for our first week of class. Design your class roster and then create a really simple class webpage. You should also make your All About Me video. Okay, if you have any questions as you're working, please reach out. I will also just highly recommend, so how do I link to a YouTube video in Google Sites? Let's just pretend I didn't know how to do that. Just Google it, because everything, because it's the Google world, is connected and is Googleable. That's a new word that I just made up. So this is going to tell me, how do I add Google files, video, and more? Embedding versus inserting. Ooh, there's a challenge level. If you embed your content, that means that it plays right on your website. If you insert a link to it, it will take you out to YouTube. Those are two different levels of challenge. The embedding would be the more sophisticated extra challenge, and if you want to do that, you can click on this and it will tell you how to do it. So if you have a problem creating your Google site, Google it first. I'm here for tech support, but I'm going to ask you if you Googled your question first, because there's nothing that you can't wonder or think or ask about in Google Sites that is not already problem solved online. So look there first. All right, folks, happy website creating. I can't wait to see what you all come up with. I'm sure it will be way more attractive and way more interesting than what I did here. But this is a basic level of website design that would work perfectly well for this class. All right, good luck.